So I have the pleasure to be with Evangelia. Evangelia, it's kind of weird how I met you because the first time I ever heard your name was last June. My Spanish editor was saying why this country like Greece is not sending to Eurovision a singer like Evangelia. And I asked him, who is Evangelia? And he gave me some links. I said, okay, and then I searched for you and I saw that you're living in the US. And I said, okay, this is a bit far. I don't think that the Greek television will not even know her. But actually, you weren't supposed to be a singer, right? You were starting to become a teacher.
Yes, yes.
And what happened to that?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
And what happened to that?
Yeah, well, yeah, I have my master's in elementary special education. If I wasn't doing music, I would be a teacher. I actually love teaching and education. But 3 years in, I was laid off because there were budget cuts in my district. And I took that as a sign from the universe saying, Evangelia, go off and follow your music dream. You didn't have to choose to quit. We're letting you go. Do it.
And you like combining the modern sound with the Greek traditional one. And okay, but how Never on Sunday with Amarillo came up?
So it was Amarillo, first of all, I think that's around when the J Balvin album came out. I love J Balvin, I love Latin music, and Amarillo was one of my favorite songs. And Never on Sunday also happens to be one of my favorite songs, very, very different. And they came up on a playlist back to back. And I was sitting with Jay Stolar, who's my boyfriend and my partner for life. We make all my music together, and the idea just clicked. He was like, wait a minute, these could kind of work together. And we just started experimenting and had fun.
Okay, you had the idea to submit a song for Eurovision, but how did the song shaped and created?
For Eurovision, the ones I'm submitting. Well, I think the whole idea for me in terms of going into Eurovision is not writing songs that are for Eurovision, thinking about it more in the sense of songs that I've already been writing and working on for my album and to be singles that would come out into the world anyway, so that if I do go onto the Eurovision stage, I can feel confident that I am being myself and my true artist, and I think that's the best way that I could represent.
Okay, now let me be a little bit harsh. Okay. Why should we Greeks be represented by you or your song?
Well, what I can say is that I love Greece. I love Hellenic culture. I love the traditions. And I grew up around it. I grew up loving it, especially as somebody who's lived far away, experienced living far away from Greece and being in Greece. I miss that so much and I long for it that it makes me so proud to present Greek culture and tradition in my music and to be able to bring it to the diaspora. Like here in the US, it's been amazing bringing the bouzouki and playing a show somewhere where everybody's like, what is that beautiful instrument? And I'm so proud to share our culture. So,
is it hard for you to be a Greek abroad, to keep your Greek roots, culture, mentality abroad?
Yeah. Yes, it's definitely something that you have to work towards every day, because what I love about the US and where I live is we're around so many different cultures, and I love the diversity of that. I love learning about other cultures, and I love teaching and sharing my culture. And I grew up with both my parents. My mom is Italian American, my dad's from Crete, but both of them really wanted me to have strong roots. That's why we only spoke Greek at home. Even my mom learned. And my father was the president of the Pan-Cretan Association of America. So I've grown up with artists from Greece staying at my house all the time and being exposed to the importance of our culture between Greek dancing, the music, learning the history. So, yeah.
Do you follow the Greek mainstream music, the Greek music business industry? Yeah. Do you have any favorite songs, singers that you can share with us?
Well, I love Eleni Foureira, of course. I'm obsessed with her new song, Airaki. I very much like Marina Satti. I think she's really incredible.
Yeah, those are definitely two favorites, but I think everybody is talented and has something to share.
How did the proposal for Eurovision became? Did you approach the record label? Did the record label approach you?
It was mutual. It happened over the summer, and we just started thinking about it more, and more conversations started happening in my life where people were like, Evangelia, you should do Eurovision, even here in the US, you know, and I was like, should I do it? I would love to, but is it the right time? And then it just, I don't even really know. It just happened all at the same. It's like everybody had the idea at the same time and came together, and we're like, oh, you were thinking about it too? We were thinking about it. We were thinking about it.
So we all somehow have the impression that in the very end, without giving any details about the song or anything about the project, that we will dance. Is that right?
It's definitely highly likely.
That's very good. But I noticed that you have a specific sentiment attachment with your grandmother. How big role your family played in all of this, in shaping you as a musician or as an artist?
So much. So my yaya is Evangelia, and that's who I'm named after. So and she's no longer with us, but I just carry her energy and her legacy and want to make her proud.
It's always here.
With everything that I do. I'm even getting emotional talking about it. But just growing up and seeing the music that she loved, from Rizitika to Dancing Kritika, and she'd always, at one point, she couldn't come to the Panigirya anymore. And she would say, Vadelio, Chorepsus Brosta, did you dance in the front? Did you do your figures? Like, she was so proud that I loved the traditions because she knew I lived far away. And I was always like, yeah, I danced and I danced for you, you know? So when I do my music now, wow, I can't believe I just got so emotional. I definitely think about her, and that she'll be proud that I'm incorporating our traditions.
Was the pandemic depressive, creative? How was it for you?
A little bit of both. More creative than depressive, but I signed my record deal a week before the world shut down. So I had all these plans with Pame Pame to go back to Europe and travel and be in Greece and do all sorts of things. And all of those plans got canceled, and I had to release music from my room where I was living and try to connect with everybody as much as possible on the internet. But through that, and through not, being able to work with production companies, Jay and I were able to find a lot of creativity in working on our own. And even that video that you saw of Amarillo and Never on Sunday, we shot that in our backyard ourselves. Our roommate held the camera and we put it all together. So I've learned so much and learned how to be more self-sufficient that now when I go out into the world and work with other creatives, I feel even stronger in my creativity through having no choice but to do a lot of things myself. So,
when are you coming to Greece?
I will be back sometime in November.
Is there any specific day, or you're just coming in November?
I'm coming in November. There's something happening then, but I can't quite share it yet, but I'm very, very excited. I'm very excited that now that I can travel again, I will be able to go to Greece more often and see people there.
Okay, I would like to close this interview by asking you to send a message in Greek for all the Greeks, not only in the country, but all over the world, all over Europe, in Crete. The camera is yours. What's your message to them?
Wow, this is a big thing. Θέλω απλά να πω ότι σας αγαπώ όλους και σας σκέφτομαι και αγαπώ την κουλτούρα μας και Θα συνεχίσω να κάνω ό,τι μπορώ να τη μάθει ο υπόλοιπος κόσμος.
Evangelia, thank you so much for this interview. It was so nice to finally meet you and get to know who this fresh young artist is from the US, the Greek artist from the US that it might carry fly the flag of Greece in May. Evangelia, thank you so much.
Θα δούμε.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.